brilliant idea. I have investment from a huge VC company or venture capital. I start doing my job, suppose that I'm doing cloud computing or e-commerce or whatever service that is brilliant. Now when it went to the marketing or the sales part, even if the US market is a potential market or accessible market for my business, Saudi Arabia or whatever countries in the Middle East. Now the perception for a Palestinian, nobody will put their data in your cloud solution, nobody will deal with you in financial payment issues like PayPal, credit cards, all that stuff. Since there's some buzz in the world that it's a conflict area, it's not stable area, all that parts. Even if T2VC want to invest in a startup, for example, Muhammad has, then it will be a problem about the legality issues, the IP, the NDAs, all that stuff. So how could your company or the Bidaya program or whatever channels you have to help us as a Palestinian to change this image and to help us selling and marketing our products?
There's nothing sexier than success, and to get to showcase something that actually worked well, entrepreneurs stories, and you have to tell these stories. A big part of the success of any region is creating recognition and celebration pieces to the programs. Everything from awards to, getting media to tell these stories, and you've got to work with the media and the journalists to tell this in a very, very positive light. Prime Minister Fayyad, in his speech the other day, addressed exactly some of these issues. He said, we will have these issues of perception that happen. It's up to us as Palestinians to show that we are worthy of the accolades and the respect of these other places. And at times you have to work harder on that. In the short term, there may be this perception, and people will take, because of personal relationships, people will take a chance. People are saying, I don't care what they're saying. We're going to work with you because I trust you. This isn't about you being a Palestinian. This is you as a person. This is you as an entrepreneur. This is you as a credible being. People will do that. We are the kinds of things that we're looking at, or we could potentially invest in, or things that SAID could potentially invest in. This is not a philanthropic effort. We're not doing this to save Palestine. We're doing it opportunistically. Someone asked me yesterday about why, from the investment side, we would invest here. And I said, we're capitalists. If we think we can make money on an opportunity, we're going to do it. And we see a potential here that this could be kind of the next Herzliya. That you've got incredibly talented people here, highly motivated. And I think the fact that you've lived in a conflict region is actually, for me, very much a positive, because it shaped your life experiences. You know how to deal, with ambiguity and uncertainty. You know how to say, I'm going to get up today, and I'm going to, get out there and do it, even though, as opposed to people who sit in a life of entitlement and say, well, maybe I'll do it today, or maybe if something better comes along, I'll do it. Sometimes having this constrained opportunity where you don't have a gazillion choices for what you can do is actually good, because it helps you focus. And then we're there to kind of be behind you to take advantage of that, but in a good way.
Can I add something? Yes. I'm not sure in a lot of cases that the packaging, the reason you didn't accomplish sales, and it's unique to each opportunity abroad, is because it's from Palestine. Maybe it's not packaged properly. And if the problem is really Palestine, open up an office in America.
I don't have American citizen.
Okay.
Find partners today.
No, but I'm saying there is a real perception. It's the problem is Palestine. Open an office in America.
Jordan.
I don't think that's the problem. The problem is how you package.
What you need to do.
You know what I mean?
So, in your case, it might be the case.
Concentrate on developing which product that is needed.
You're talking about kind of these branding issues. So we talked yesterday about the Kauffman Fellows Program. So who Mr. Kauffman was, he ran a company called Marion Labs. The reason he called it Marion Labs, that was his middle name, is because he was the only sales guy for the company. He said, that no one would buy for him if he went around saying, I'm Mr. Kaufman from Kaufman Labs. Everyone would say, you're about this big. But the minute it was Marion Labs, Mr. Kaufman from Marion Labs, his sales took off. And so a lot of this is just branding and image, and we can certainly work on that. And you do what you need to do. I mean, you can be creative with that.
But I think my little vision, at least we don't need money actually for investment. It's something we can gain from banks, from venture capitalists. We need help to coach us actually how to go worldwide. I mean, yesterday we have a press conference or whatever for Sadar Venture Capital. Nobody is covering it on the main themes or blogs. Where Techonomy 3 in Israel is covered by TechCrunch, ReadWrite, All Things Digital, Wall Street Journal, blah, 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 blah. So we need to get coverage about all the buzz we are doing here. We need channels, we need coaching. Money is the last thing, because money, most of the people thinking it's just for paying salaries, doing something. I think it's for marketing and building the brand of your startup. It's not, don't take it if you don't need it. So it's more about coaching and channeling. So this is what we are seeking from such a programs like Bidaya or any help from T2VC to get some buzz, writing something about Palestine to enhance the image. That's I think the theme for the new programs or something from your help to these countries.
I like that. I think that's what we're here to do. How many of you have met Scott, who's our project manager here for T2? And you met Scott, and then some of you have met Victor, who's my business partner. We're going to be around a lot, because we hope to be around a lot, and that's exactly the kind of skill sets we want to help develop.
I think what this place would need is a channel partner, whether it's on building a trust that this ICT community can deliver, whether it's on branding, macro environment branding, through people like you and Phil and Scott and Victor, where they can start talking to other people about the potential of this place and meeting entrepreneurs and meeting technical developers, and you can see it firsthand, and then you can communicate that as well, so you're a bridge as well as a channel on a macro level. When it comes down to a certain entrepreneurial opportunity by these entrepreneurs, there's also a value add that you can also act like a channel in terms of developing marketing and sales channels to this, whatever that may be. So the way we see it, like the mentors, the involvement of international community in the entrepreneurial activity is really mitigating that sort of trust, or that trust thing that people don't know about us but have a certain perception about us, and then we start changing that through being, through validating opportunities, through validating the potential, and then converting those to real success stories.
We also need to leverage our expats. We have a huge expat community that are in technology, that are in business, that are in academia, that are in a lot of things, and we're not leveraging these. We haven't done it yet. We want to start something doing that in Peaks, but I think other communities within the tech and entrepreneurship sector should leverage. We have assets that are dying to have Palestine, but we're not doing it.
And they will only come if they're success stories. They're not going to come just.
It's not. I disagree. It should be
nationalistic or patriotic.
I disagree personally. I disagree. It should be at the sector level. Until we reach a level where the sector can be marketers, we should do it at the individual company level. That's very important.
George, having said that, let's just have a general discussion. How do you want to go forward from here? Well, our strength. Okay, we are entrepreneurs. We have things to offer. But in order to be on the global market, in the beginning, we have to build our capabilities and do things right. The only way we can do that is by attaching, outsourcing is a great thing. It's a beginning. Now, Saad got $30 million of venture capital yesterday, and I really love that guy for doing it. But when we see how Saad started, he came from the States and set up an outsourcing company. This is how we build up the capabilities. It's going to take time. It's not just a question of coaching and mentoring and all that. We have to do things and learn through doing things. We've had so many workshops. I'm up to here to my ears in workshops. I'm an expert on going to workshops. What we really need is Hassan. I'm using the same movements like I did in Masjid. What we really need is sort of little projects, you know, to get things moving and learn how to do things the right way, right, by connecting. You know, Timex Resources, when they set up here, you know, Timex was doing development in Palestine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the IT, what we call it, bust that happened, you know, they were forced to close it down. And they were doing a good job. Timex Resources, they were developing these little things.
Yeah.
My friend Emad was
part of that team?
This is the kind of thing that we need to build up our capabilities,
That's
our
the
exposure.
thing is, did you take into consideration, and maybe,
Huh?